Hello and welcome back to Morganly Yoga. I'm Morgan and today I want to talk to you about the real reason you are overwhelmed. And I promise you have never heard of this before. If you are a mom who is feeling overwhelmed, anxious, completely stressed out, like your life is out of control and you're just hanging on for dear life, trying to keep your head above water, then this video is for you. Because, spoiler alert, your overwhelm is not caused by everything that's happening to you. It's not your to-do list, your calendar, the appointments you need to make for your kids. It's not cleaning the house. That all contribute to it, yes, but your overwhelm is caused by what's happening inside. I know this because I used to be that overwhelmed mom, and I tried everything to eliminate the to-do list, to get my house more organized, and while those things helped, they were just masking the symptoms and not getting down to the root cause. And that's what I want to talk with you about today. I'm going to introduce you to a new concept, the concept of your inner dinosaur. I know it sounds a little quirky, but stick with me here. I promise it will make sense as we go along. This is a concept I created to help me when I was going through this and other moms understand the true cause of their overwhelm and to help them realize that they can actually gain back control and stop feeling overwhelmed and stressed and anxious altogether. You simply just need to understand where is it originating from. And that's why we are going to talk about your inner dinosaur. Every mom, actually, every human has an inner dinosaur. It's that little tiny voice in your head that's running the show, even if you don't realize it. It's the negative thoughts that show up. It's the beliefs you have about yourself and your environment and the things around you. And it's the stories that you tell yourself every single day about why things are the way they are. This can show up as self-sabotage. It can show up as playing the victim. It can show up as negative self-talk, berating yourself, feeling like there's nothing you can do and out of control. Sometimes it's the anger bursts that you have suddenly and you're like, where the heck did that come from? Sometimes it's hiding away in your closet and eating a bag full of Reese's Pieces. Your inner dinosaur is constantly fighting for control. And until you recognize that it is there and understand that you can have an effect on how it reacts to everything, until you recognize that, you are going to be stuck in this constant loop of overwhelm and trying to claw your way out, reaching for a life vest or a buoy or whatever, and getting closer to shore and then getting pushed back out and swimming for your life again. Because you can mask the symptoms all you want, but until you do the inner work and actually face what's going on inside, you are never going to be free. So that's what I want to talk with you about today. Let's dive right in. The very first thing I want you to know is that you're not broken. This is completely normal. It's not something you did to deserve this. Your inner dinosaur is basically your nervous system on high alert. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with that term, nervous system. It gets thrown out there a lot. And the easiest way to think of it is that fight, flight, or fight, flight, or fight, flight, or freeze. Yes, your fight, flight, or freeze. And that is your nervous system in a nutshell. Well, the part that's overcompensating for all of this other stuff that's going on in your life. Ideally, we would love to have a nervous system that is calm and regulated, that feels grounded and secure. That's what we're aiming for. But right now, when you are overwhelmed and stressed and anxious and having these bouts of anger and all of these other swirling emotions, your nervous system kicks into high gear because it feels unsafe. And that really is the crux of this entire thing. So let me back up a little bit here and see if I can explain this in a slightly deeper way for you to understand what is your inner dinosaur, what does it have to do with your nervous system, and how the heck does this help me understand my overwhelm? In my yoga teacher training, I learned a lot about the concept of your ego. And this is something that you really dive deep into when you are in yoga training. It's those thoughts, intrusive thoughts that you have, those beliefs, the stories, and the negativity that you bring into your life that kind of clouds and puts a film over everything in your life and how you see it or experience it, basically. And it is a hard concept for a lot of people to grasp, me included. Like, I had a really hard time. I always felt like it had a negative connotation, like, ooh, your ego's taking over. And you're like, geez, I don't want to be egotistical. Like, and so in order for me to understand it a little bit better, I decided to reframe it in my mind, and I called it your inner dinosaur. That kind of helps me take a step back and realize that I'm not that. I'm not an angry mom. I'm not a anxious mom. My inner dinosaur is feeling angry today and acting out. My inner dinosaur is feeling unsafe, and therefore it is creating these questions and these thoughts of anxiety in my head. And when I was able to take a step back and see it as a separate thing, a separate identity from myself, then I was finally able to have some more compassion and to approach it with curiosity and be like, how can I help my inner dinosaur feel safe? And that's the question that we need to answer. And a lot of times, your inner dinosaur is going to shift and change. It's not always going to look the same, depending on what is happening in your current life, the experiences that you are going through, what's going on with your kids, how busy your schedule is, how you are feeling mentally, emotionally, all the above. That's how your inner dinosaur is going to show up. It's going to shift and change based on the season of life that you are in. But once you recognize that your inner dinosaur exists, and you can take a step back and look at it through that lens, then you are able to label it and understand it a little bit better. And overall, the arching theme of your inner dinosaur is it wants to keep you safe. It is scared and terrified, and so it acts out like a little toddler who's out of control. And that's why it puts your nervous system into these different areas: the fight, the flight, the freeze, all of those and more, because it is scared and it just needs a little reassurance from you. And when you can shift your perspective on your overwhelm, shift your perspective on why you're feeling stressed or why your inner dinosaur is anxious, that's when you're going to find the answers that you are seeking. And that's when you're really going to be able to see change and lasting change in your life. It's going to help you get out of that fight or flight mode, get your nervous system to a more regulated and grounded state, and to help calm down your inner dinosaur, its emotions, and the thoughts that it is causing you to believe. So I know this is a lot to take in, and the concept can kind of seem a little bit out there, but it just really brings everything into a new light for me personally. It helps me. I'm really sorry if you can hear my dog over there. The window, the blinds are open, and she keeps seeing our neighbors. Mavis, come here. Anyway, when you can understand that these feelings and emotions that you are having are not defining you, they do not make you a bad mom, they do not make you an angry mom, they are just symptoms of a bigger problem, then you can take a step back and actually solve the problem. So, to make this super simple, even more simple, to help you understand what is actually the problem, I have created 4 different dinosaur archetypes and how they might show up in your life, causing you this overwhelm, stress, anxiety, causing you this feeling that you are drowning in life. And in our next video, I am going to break down what those exact 4 dinosaur archetypes are and help you understand which one is currently showing up in your life so that you can take back control. So make sure you do not miss that video. Subscribe to my channel so you can get notified as soon as it pops up. And mama, take time to really pay attention to what your inner dinosaur is trying to say to you this week. Stop and listen and see if you can take a step back, shift perspective. Maybe you just yelled at your kid and you didn't even mean to. They just wanted another cracker and you just burst out at them. Can you step back instead of labeling yourself as, oh my gosh, I'm a failure, I just yelled at my child? Can you step back and be like, whoa, why is my inner dinosaur so angry right now? What is making them feel unsafe? And if you can answer those questions, then I really think you are going to see and experience a big change in how you approach your overwhelm and stress in your daily life. Okay, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss next week's video about those 4 dinosaur archetypes. I will talk to you then. Good luck, Mama. And we'll end by saying namaste.